Finn, wake up, Finn. Do not tell me you are dead, for you know full well there is no death, only a long sleep until the day of reckoning. Do you not know me? Indeed you do, or once did. I am Neve, the love of your son Oshin, mother to your 3 grandchildren in Tir na Nog, whom you never knew and perhaps will never know, although stranger things have been seen. Fionn. Oshin, my Oshin, for love of you and the Fianna forsook the land of youth to come back and see you, beloved father and brothers. I entreated him not to, as I knew the true years that had passed over Ireland, 300 and more. They are all long gone, I told him, but he would not be swayed. Go then, I said, but do not set foot on Irish soil, or you will be lost to us forever. Stay on the back of Manannán, my father's good horse Enbar, who will protect you from all harm and bring you back to Tir na Nog. Know this, Fionn McCool, your son Oshin returned to your land and found nothing of the Fianna. He fell from Enbar's back and aged 300 years in an instant. He was lost to the Christian saint, Patrick. And yet I take comfort in that he never knew you, the great Finn, destroyed Diarmid, his beloved brother, in the Fianna for base jealousy and desire of Grania, a woman who loved you not.
Neve, what you tell me of my son breaks my heart, for no father wants to hear of a son's pain. And yet I am not surprised, for of course Oshin would want to come home. The bonds of the Fianna are the bonds of deepest love. We have become men together, in line with the rhythms of nature, jumping over rocks and swimming in the streams, taking our rites of passage on old paths between the hills. We have taken our sacred vows of service among the rowan trees of this land. We are of this land, not of any transient king or petty ruler. We are the warriors of this sacred island and its forests and its birds, its fish and its people. Our duty to be here, Oshin's duty to be here, is perhaps stronger than even your connection to the other world. That is the meaning and the purpose of the Fianna. Perhaps more than any other who live on these great plains or in these dark glens, we have given our hearts and souls to this place. To serve it well and to fulfill our oaths, we must give ourselves to each other with equal completeness. You fell in love with Oshin as a matter of fancy, but the bonds of the Fianna bind with something much deeper. To break these bonds is not a matter of individual betrayal, as a brother might do to brother, but a strike to all those the Fianna protect, all those they inspire, against the people and the land to which we have offered our lives. Do not forget who raised me, O fair and otherworldly Neve. Do not forget that I became grown under the care of 2 magic women who knew much about the ways of men and spirit and power. Do you not think part of me longed and longs still to believe in what Grania and Diarmid were chasing, of what they were dreaming? Do you not think my human heart is wrought with the pain of pursuing in vengeance one who I love? Do you not think I could have overcome my anger and dropped that precious water into Diarmid's mouth at the final moment, if it was only a matter of my injured pride? To be a leader is to put the survival of the sacred structure we have built above both our own pain and our own joy. The depths of the rage we feel is so deep because it is not ours alone. Diarmid himself took the exile and ran with Grania rather than stay and argue for the destruction of the ways of the Fianna and the dishonoring of its commander.
Rare encounter theme, love is of those happening few moments in life, even just once, sometimes never ever. Moments you can choose just by power politics. Even being you, great theme, neither Cormac the king. Rare encounter, like Raglan Road, an autumn day, wandering angles blowing the fire aflame. To meet her, Grania, like love. The Fiannas can be so skilled and strength that their recreation becomes an intense trap, a trap built of wood from their own trees. The night when she was supposed to marry you, Finn, after the piece of meat dropped into Tara's floor, she saw the love spots I carry on. Not the cherry blossom trees of Norman in the high east, but a Caribbean cherry of love, a love spot of America. It happened, however, not allowed. Phoenix asks for magic, a drench for your dreams, Finn, and a Giza, a piece of spell that allows forbidden actions for me. Her Giza came with a sweet word, dear mine, I'm sorry. Yes, the newspapers were right. Drench and Giza were falling all over Ireland. While you slept, our Fianna fellows insisted. They all said, look, we don't think you can turn these women down, and I didn't. For respect, I escaped, however. Such a love leaves its tracks behind forever, even if we scare all the horses along the Shannon banks, even if Ingalls pass over his cloak of his invisibility. Finn, why you chased us to punish me? We went not to a honeymoon, but to exile. All the fish bones I left behind, all my respect, the two faraway nests of temptation, I tried. Finn, why you chased us to punish me? The North King hid water, I dropped it over your body first. Remember the 10,000 lives? Oh, Finn, her hope for love was the open door. Ingalls recommended 7 doors to keep us safe, but I know only one was the way, only your door, Finn, to meet you, to have your approval. Grania made a great image of you, Finn, when she was a little girl, saw your hair and heard your tales. But when she saw you later with Cormac, sitting side by side in Tara, father and husband, both old and gray together, it confused her. The two of you sitting to decide for others, Cormac at least empowered her to decide. Instead, you, Finn, you decided for yourself. You decided to chase me against everyone. Perhaps it would be the case of you going to the land of youth, no pain, no aging, instead of ocean. But you didn't, and time passed by. That hunt when the wild boar hurt me, your water didn't arrive in time. Even your grabbing fingers were full of mercy. Your open whole hand let it fall. Perhaps against your will, powerful institutions can suppress deep wishes. A hand betraying a heart. I know now, after living in the other world, that you had mercy and comprehension in the end. Yes, you did. But you lacked to expel the anger from your heart. You lacked to love me. I always missed you so much. I still do, Finn. But I died, sad. Grania lasted alone with the Fianna roaring, both full of hope to meet me in the other world of eternity, in the other world, in the story that lasts forever. For love's sake, Finn, I tell you, she never understood Grania. In our most intimate moments, she always asked, why did you not suck your thumb and make wiser actions? Will you answer her, Finn?
I hear your lament, Diarmid. I will do as Grania would have wished. I will suck on my thumb. I will tell her what I see. I see the guys on the boar and on Diarmid, stretching like translucent strings of light between the two of them, across leagues and years. I see the love spot on Diarmid's forehead and its power bursting forth. I see the deeds of the Fianna like tendrils of power weaving into every kingdom and corner of this land. And yes, I can see the paths not taken, which I know is what you, Grania, would desire to see. There is me, the vengeance in my heart calmed, my hands dropping the healing water into Diarmid's mouth, him gasping for life, him gasping as life returns to his body. Is this the vision you wanted? In this picture still, the guys cannot be undone, for those chords spoken into existence long ago hold strong. And if I had not hunted you, yes, my thumb can show me that as well. You and Diarmid with a home built up well over many years, peace in your hearts and those of your children. And yet a heavy darkness of guilt remains, and beyond your yard the kingdoms of Ireland wither. And the boar remains, and his path is drawn to Diarmid. And what, perhaps, if you had not caught sight of the love spot? Would you have married me? Where then would Diarmid now lay? I see perhaps the strength of the Fianna maintained, and yet that future too holds sorrow, for the love spot would have driven another to rash action. Vengeance would not have been erased from Rock and his boar son. And what then of the need for vengeance that would have lived in your heart? They have said of me that in all arguments I would be fair in passing judgment, as fair to a stranger as to my own son, and that if all the leaves on the trees were made of gold, and all the foam of the sea was made of silver, I would give it all away to anyone who asked me. Yet also they have said I have a dark of the moon side, a side that would hold anger over many years. I made my peace with you and Diarmid many years ago, gave you land and freedom, stopped the pursuit. But the moon will always have a dark side. The son of Rock would still have been a boar. And the guise you laid upon Diarmid is now a part of the web of what is. All the knowledge of the great salmon cannot change who you are, Grania, nor who am I.
How did your thumb not find its way to your mouth, Fian the favored by the salmon of knowledge? Could a speck of wisdom have saved the lives and loves of many? Or were Fian and the Fianna merely living out the time they were allotted, spiraling downwards and away from us, the people of the Sidhe who loved you, letting life and love drain away from the earth of this green isle and opening the day for the people of the wooden cross? You are to rise again with the Fianna at Ireland's need. Ireland has had much need, and there has been no Fianna rising. Where did it all go wrong? Or was there never enough of a dream to face the size of the unappeasable hunger that has devoured the world? That we had embraced our races when there was still time, when life and light still flowed through the veins of earth, sea, sky, and mist.